Kelly, I just wanted to talk to you now about something that I know that you're very passionate about. As we've talked about exhaustively, that hormones have got this reputation and have been unfairly linked to things like breast cancer. But what doesn't seem to be talked about very much is, for example, how much alcohol increases risks of cancer or obesity, how much that is like, it's not particularly in Australia, it's a real culture for alcohol. It doesn't seem to have a great sort of political will, or it's not considered, the fun thing to do to encourage people not to drink alcohol. But I would love you to talk a little bit about what we know about alcohol and what it does for us and what the impacts are that it's having.
Yeah, I really got into this. I think I stopped drinking alcohol, just to bias the conversation, but I stopped about 3 years ago. And the reason is women kept coming to me afraid of estrogen and thinking estrogen's going to kill them. And they drink wine, and to me, I'm like, you're drinking something that the World Health Organization has labeled a class 1 carcinogen on the same level as asbestos and tobacco, which is linked to 8 different cancers. It's toxic to everything it touches. And even if it didn't cause cancer, it causes metabolic syndrome, horrific sleep, a huge stress on the liver. It ages your skin, right? Like, pick something. It shrinks your brain, right? So I'm like, even if it didn't cause cancer, it's affecting your aging, right? And I also think from a personal growth thing, like your ability to actually cope and deal with stress and your emotions and your ability to discover who you truly are as a person without responding to alcohol every time you're happy, sad, mad, upset, blah, 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 is like, you truly do get to understand the full capacity of what you're capable of when you take that crutch out of your life. And my podcast this week with my brother is us kind of exploring, because even the terms quitting, right? Nobody wants to quit. Nobody wants to be a quitter. And so even the terms we use to take alcohol out of our life is a negative term, and really reframing that to be like, what do you gain by taking this out of your life? What gifts do you get to bring in because you took this out of your life? And it's like more energy, clear head, better sleep, always present, and it doesn't make you less funny, turns out, which is that was a nice thing to find.
It is very interesting how many women do come. I certainly think Australian culture is such that, the weather tends to be really lovely here a lot of the time, and people will often open a bottle of wine. We're also surrounded by lots of wineries and things like that. Wine is relatively inexpensive, and a lot of women will drink 1 or 2 bottles of wine per night, and the volume of alcohol being consumed is massive. But I also find in this group of women that it is being used as a crutch, sometimes because they feel they can't sleep, so they're maybe using it to try and help themselves sleep, though I don't think that works very well at all. It might put you to sleep, but you usually have a terrible night's sleep. But it's also being used as a crutch because they're feeling anxious, or they're feeling depressed or disconnected. And of course, we all know that that becomes a vicious circle. But it is really interesting how culturally it's very acceptable in certain countries and others perhaps not so much. But it is interesting because I think in I'm originally from Ireland, and I do think that in Ireland and the UK at the minute, there's a big move towards this alcohol-free beer and alcohol-free wine. Apparently it's the fastest growing industry over there, which is really interesting. It's definitely started a little bit over here, but I don't think it's as big as it is there.
Yeah, Louise Newsom just published, I don't know if she published it but it's on her website. So it's a UK menopause researcher was looking at the amount of alcohol, drugs, and gambling. So basically addictive behaviors that women are doing to control their menopause symptoms.
That's amazing, isn't it? Yeah.
It's crazy. It's they're trying to manage their moods. They're trying to manage their sleep. They're trying to manage their stress with these very harmful long-term relationships with these things. And plus, I think they're spending £3,000 a year doing it, right? So it's even if it was neutral for your health, it costs a lot of money.
For many years in my GP rooms and with friends and family, I heard the same story. People feeling overwhelmed with a huge array of skincare products on the market, fears around having sensitive skin, choosing the wrong product, or being sold something they don't need. There are so many people intrigued by the latest trends in anti-aging treatments, but unsure if that would be relevant or actually even help them. And many are feeling afraid of being left looking different, silly, or even having an adverse reaction. As a doctor of 25 years, and of course as a woman experiencing the signs of aging myself, I am proud to have created You by Dr Shauna Watts clinics. Led by myself and an experienced team of doctors, our goal is not to change you, just help you become the most confident version of you. Every journey at our clinic begins with a comprehensive assessment by our doctors and includes photography, skin analysis, a thorough exploration of your medical history, and of course, time to chat about your concerns and desires. Together, we create a completely customized plan, helping you achieve the confidence that you've always wanted. We treat all skin concerns, including redness, acne, pigmentation, sun damage, and all signs of aging. We take a holistic approach and only include evidence-based therapies. So if you're ready to start prioritizing you and exploring what we can do to help, please book in for a no-pressure Planning Your Aesthetic Journey appointment. You will leave with a full written plan and information on any recommendations. Our clinics are based at Foresters Beach and Newcastle, and you can book online at youbydrshaunawatts.com.au. This podcast and any information, advice, opinions, or statements within it do not constitute medical, healthcare, or other professional advice. Information is provided for educational and entertainment purposes only. If you have any health concerns, always consult your doctor.